for their fans.
They trip on my butt, not now while I'm looking cool.
On the catwalk for the very first time, Chris Isaak hosts MTV's Fashionably Loud, a mixture of live rock and roll and runway with the biggest names in modeling: Cindy, Naomi, Kate, Linda, and Nikki.
I think the live music is great. I think that's going to make it really interesting.
Why in the heck are you here today?
Because you're here. That's why I heard you were hosting. I was like so excited. I'm like, I've got to do this.
Model-friendly Chris Isaak didn't have to have his arm twisted to host Fashionably Loud, as there are many on-the-job bonuses.
I like, beautiful women. Sure, that's good. Frankly, the fact that they're, a lot taller than me sometimes, I don't know, that's not exactly my dream date. Although, there's certain possibilities, doesn't it?
And one really weird host.
I just like you, man. I want to smell you.
And tons of super...
I do all the speeches that are, written up beforehand. And we mark all of the locations and introduce everybody.
So you've ever met Chris Isaak in your life?
I never have, but I still know that we parallel each other in one weird way or another.
Still to come, the always hilarious Chris Isaak reveals some behind-the-scenes secrets.
What's all this paper for? The paper's actually here because a lot of people don't realize this. The models, as well as modeling tonight, are going to be cleaning fish. And,
wow.
That'd be like $1.98. You can get all the crappie you can eat down here.
Crappie? Yeah.
Cuts the electricity with a knife. Almost. All the stars have arrived, and it's time to work out the kinks before the big event.
Have you make your entrances, and then we'll start feeding it out. It's going to be fun, right?
I've never done any modeling, and this is my first time. Every time I tell people I want to be a model, they say, oh, you're a role model, but I want to be a real model. I'm a really big fan of Todd. All of my favorite models wear his clothes. Naomi Campbell, Veronica Webb, Tyra Banks, they all wear his clothes, and I want to be one of them. Actually, I've been practicing a lot, and I get my practice on stage when I'm walking left or right, so it's pretty cool. I'm prepared.
Hi, I'm Chris Isaak, and you're backstage before the show with Fashionably Loud, and it is kind of fashionably loud. It's Filter warming up out there right now.
Where do you guys change?
A lot of people don't realize that fashion models look a little different before they get their makeup on. Cindy?
Yeah, how's it going?
Fashion, I know nothing about it. Everyone's got their own, I guess. You can probably tell by looking at us, we're not really that high fashion. I don't really know what's up, and we're here to learn. The problem is that we don't have the proper requirement for our music is to have gigantic PA speakers on either side of the stage, and they're hanging from the ceiling, so I don't.
The monitors are underneath the floor. You gotta get a shot of that.
So Ryan and I are trying to figure out if this will break.
If this will hold through a filter shot. You're gonna.
A lot of people don't realize how to really pronounce the name. They say filter, but actually there's an emphasis on the whole name. So if you're saying filter in a sentence, you'd say, oh, tonight, Filter is going to be playing. Just a little louder than every other word.
Filter dB levels are usually at 120 to 130 usually, and
I think it's going to be about 8 tonight.
most of the sound is going to probably be coming up from, well, I don't know.
I guess we'll talk to you after sound check. We're not sure how this is going to work.
I want to act like I'm in the band. Richard, he's playing wicked game, you know. He's a kook. It'll actually be the first time I've seen Helena in 3 or 4 years, and I'm just so grateful for MTV to put us back together, because up to this point it was court ordered that I can't get within 100 yards. But this should be fun.
Never called?
She never calls. Her attorney always faxes me. Well, as you can see by the way I'm dressed, some of my hosting duties now, I don't know if this is standard. They told me that all the hosts do this, but I have to sweep up and clean this whole area afterwards. They said no cigarette butts, no paper cups, nothing. Here, give me this. I'll show you what I'll be doing tonight. Anna Sui. It'll be like that. I'll be reading off a piece of paper and probably be wearing something like a tux or something like that, I guess, or maybe that or something, you know, with some kind of a negligee, something like that.
Clean up a little, right?
I clean up nicely. Yeah.
Well, we will...
Welcome to Fashionably Loud. Tonight, MTV forces bands and designers together in unnatural acts to create a whole new trend in fashion and music. Designers Todd Oldham, Marc Jacobs, and Anna Sui are pairing up with musical artists Coolio, Filter, and Elastica. Todd's style definitely reflects his playfulness and the influence of cultures from around the world in his magical way of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Welcome to the enchanted kingdom of Todd Oldham, with the coolest of them all, Coolio!
Yo, what's up? Who's here?
Coming up, classic new designs from the Marc Jacobs collection. Mila Jovovich gets in with the in crowd, and we'll take a look behind the curtain with Cindy Crawford.
For a fashion show or a rock show? Well, we're about to go backstage of the first ever fashion rock show. So come on. So how'd you get roped into this gig?
They told me if I'd do this, they'd put the video on Saturday at 4 in the morning instead of 6 in the morning, so I thought, you know, it might be a good move.
4 in the morning is better than 6 in the
Oh,
morning?
yeah, a lot more people up, they assured me.
Oh, I see. So did you think that if you came here, you would, that your favorite thing would be listening to the music or watching the fashion or meeting chicks?
You know, I didn't think about any one of those things.
What'd you think about?
I thought about that rotation at 4 in the morning versus 6.
Okay, we get it. MTV 4 a.m., not 6 a.m.
Look for it, will you?
Fashionably Loud. We're about to head into the fashion trenches with Mila Jovovich and find out what's happening on the front line.
Feels like we get to live the experience. That's great.
That's cool. Well, great. And this is from one of the designers that is in the show, and her clothes are amazing. And we'll see it in just about a second. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
On to our next collection from Marc Jacobs. He's a native New Yorker, and it shows in his savvy, cosmopolitan collection. His designs are sophisticated, modern, and sexy, but not overtly sexy. They're created to bring out a fascinating quality in each person who wears them. Marc is, frankly, a visionary, and his designs are irresistible. Fashionably Loud now presents the Marc Jacobs collection, and sharing the runway is the monster sound of Filter! Performance from Elastica, and Anna Sui shows how to surf up your wardrobe. Way to go, Filter. The clothes you got on. Here's Daisy Fuentes to catch some split personalities backstage.
You like and what you don't like and all that stuff.
You know, right now I'm living on a bus, so what I wear is pretty much stuff that you can sleep in and wake up and...
See, all this stuff kind of reminds me of you, a little.
This is J-Cell, and that's high fashion. And that's your real faux alligator. You know what that means?
Which is very in.
Faux is French. It means not real. Don't tell everybody. This is designer wear, something that I picked up, and it's got surfers on there, which I kind of dig. And it's
got naked chicks in bikinis on the beach.
Yeah.
You don't like that kind of stuff.
No, I do like it. This is designer. It's a Joe Namath. How about this? You're out of your mind.
Why? What's
you think
wrong
I'm going
with
to try that on? If you listen to any of my records, I'm not going to be wearing it.
Come on.
Yeah, this is left over. This is left over from Disco Fever.
That's all back now, you know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, not for me.
This is very you. This is very you. I didn't think it was going to be, but it is.
This is the way MTV thinks, see? He's a musician. I know.
We'll get him a shirt with guitars on it. See how that relates? Musician, guitars. Pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's right if you want to consider that Nietzsche's considered man and Superman as separate entities, but I mean, well, I can kind of agree with your point on some level. Anna Sui made her way out of Michigan and into New York and entered into the high-paying career of fashion design. Anna combines an eclectic variety of sources for inspiration, including music from Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones to the Smashing Pumpkins. She credits her interest in chiffon to Eva Gabor's wardrobe on Green Acres. Actually, Mr. Haney was a source of a lot of my inspiration. Anna told Catherine Betts of Vogue magazine, "Clothes have to be fun, otherwise who wants to bother? You can't have fun in a $3,000 jacket, it's just too prissy." As Anna puts it, "I'm trying to push the fantasy." Fashionably Loud presents the Anna Sui collection with the superpowers of Elastica. You're the prom queen. Thanks to Todd Oldham, Mark Jacobs, and lovely Anna Sui, who did an amazing job. Thanks also to Coolio, Filter, and Elastica, and especially thanks to all of you for joining us. Fashionably Loud. Wave good night, Anna. Good night. Ho!